There's my whip. There's my pistol.
死んでも知りません。
Echoes call from hollow halls, a voice that creeps and softly crawls. Time stands still, the air is...
This is Irish YouTuber VoteSaxon07. He sat down on this day for a live stream where he appears to be playing GTA. What fans do not know is that behind this live stream, he's committing a vicious crime of his girlfriend. How does the police discover he's the culprit with such a perfect alibi? There are others like him who take advantage of a live stream to carry out their sinister motives. Join us as we explore the 6 most disturbing things ever caught on a live stream. Budding YouTuber VoteSaxon07, also known as Stephen McCullough, was playing Grand Theft Auto on December 18, 2022. Of course, it was the Christmas season, so he titled it The Violent Night Christmas Live Gaming Stream. But that title had a very creepy message. You could even see him putting on the Santa Claus cap with the Merry Christmas text also displayed on the stream. Everything you see on this stream was a carefully calculated move, as you'll find out soon.
Hey, and we're live. Hello, everyone. Yeah, a little bit out of the blue, this, isn't it? But, hang on, my levels are just a nightmare. There we go, bring that down a little bit. And that could be a little bit better framed, but that's the fun of being live. Yes, so, hello to all.
While he worked part-time as an assistant auditor at the Belfast Telegraph, he was into making YouTube videos, usually about movies like Doctor Who. He also had collections from the movies he followed, like sabers from Star Wars that he auctioned on the eBay marketplace.
I picked up both the Luke Skywalker and Obi-Wan versions, and they're easily some of the best collectibles I own. It's great that while they offer the same bells and whistles as the non-detachable blade counterparts, they also have this great broken sound effect which plays if you try to activate them without the blade attached. Hello YouTube viewers and random subscribers. Yes, it's true, I'm selling it all. Well, not all of it. Some of it. Most. A lot. Yes, so if you check the link in the description or even in the comment section, because why not, pop it in the comment section, there will be a link to my official eBay channel where you can bid and buy some of the stuff that I have in this collection room.
His 32-year-old girlfriend, Natalie McNally, was 15 weeks pregnant, with the pair having dated for 4 months in December 2022. Natalie studied law at Queen's University Belfast. Soon after, however, she switched to the marketing side of things. She served in various roles for various companies before ending up as the brand coordinator for TransLink. As people traveled and everyone got together with their families for the holiday season, Stephen, his boyfriend, made a very elaborate plan to commit a horrific crime. Natalie was a football lover, and she supported Everton Football Club. December 18 was World Cup final day. She watched the match between Argentina and France before returning home. No one suspected anything. But the next day, her colleagues and bosses expected her to show up, but she didn't. They called, but her cell phone was not reachable. Since she was pregnant, people got worried that she might have had a medical emergency, so they called her boyfriend, who agreed to go check her. By 10 p.m. that night, Stephen went to her house in Lurgan, Northern Ireland. It's about a 20-minute drive from Lisburn, where Stephen lived. He discovered her body in cold blood. The police service of Northern Ireland swung into action to start investigating the cause of death. According to Detective John Caldwell, the post-mortem showed that she had died violently, having been stabbed multiple times. They also found signs of a struggle and launched a murder investigation. Since Stephen was the first person at the scene, the police arrested and questioned him before letting him go. He had a solid alibi, he was streaming the night of the murder, and his many viewers can testify to that. Before going live, he texted Natalie that he was going to stream, and she replied that she might join the stream later.
I'll see what you're doing, you... Taking my fancy suit away. I'm gonna have to go to the clothes shop first, don't I?
The next place they went to, the CCTV cameras. Silverwood Green, Natalie's neighborhood, had a single entrance with a surveillance camera. On the night of her murder, a man came inside at 8:50 p.m. Around 9 p.m., Natalie's neighbors said they heard someone screaming. and by 9:30, the hooded figure was leaving, as seen in the footage. Another surveillance footage that wasn't released by the police showed the man going straight to Natalie's house, signifying that the person knew where they were going. The police found a kitchen knife from Natalie's kitchen that is believed to be the murder weapon. They also enjoined anyone with any information to come forward. However, when they contacted Steven for more information, he wasn't giving up much, so they got suspicious. Forensic analysis of his live stream showed that it was a pre-recorded video from December 14th. So, how did that work? One of the things that happens on a live stream is that the host interacts with their audience. In this case, Steven informed the viewers that his software had an issue, and he wouldn't be able to see their comments in real time.
So, what are we doing tonight? Well, because this streaming software is kind of up the left, it means I can't check the live chat, which is a real shame. So, by all means, talk amongst yourselves. I could use my phone to dip in every now and again and check it, but I've decided that I kind of hate live streams where people just sit and read comments and go, "Oh my God, yes, ask me questions, better." And also, if I go on my phone for too long, I'll end up just scrolling through TikTok, and the amount of time that I've lost scrolling through TikTok is unbelievable. So yeah.
During the stream, he kept mentioning and making reference to the day and date to strengthen his alibi. He took breaks during the stream, but on one of the breaks, a picture of a James Bond movie popped up on the screen.
I'll tell you something. I made a real pig's ear of that. I just sat down and I pulled the controller and the headphones off the table, which hit the keypad.
He gave an excuse saying he mistakenly pulled the controller and headphones, which clicked on a button that caused the image to show up. Strangely, this was around the same time someone was seen entering Natalie's neighborhood. Then, he displayed some pretty disturbing acts, such as singing about someone, and strangely saying Natalie's name.
Yeah, that's physics. That's what would happen in the real world. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Steven would be confirmed as the culprit when a bus CCTV showed him en route to Natalie's house. Another taxi driver also confirmed that he had picked up someone who matched Steven's description from Lurgan and had dropped him at home. While the mourning was ongoing, Natalie's family allowed Steven 20 minutes with her body. When he left that day, they discovered that he had left his phone at their house while the phone recording app was on. Before coming back for the phone, Steven was probably trying to get information on whether he was a suspect or not. It didn't matter because the police arrested him not long after. The motive of this horrendous crime had not been disclosed, but the prosecution revealed that some messages on Natalie's phone show her interacting sexually with a former boyfriend. The night before she was killed, Steven unlocked her phone 9 times, possibly checking her messages.
The 32-year-old died a violent death, having been stabbed a number of times, and there are signs of defensive injuries. She was at her home in the Silverwood Green area of the town, and evidence now suggests that she was on the night of Sunday, the 18th of December.
In May 2025, Steven was denied bail, with the court describing him as a master of media manipulation and a particularly skillful and manipulative individual who would inevitably and potentially interfere with witnesses. So one to keep an eye on. Before we go any further, I just want to ask you for a small favor. If you're enjoying the video so far, please give it a like. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the perfect time. We recently hit 100,000 subscribers, and that's all thanks to you. Our 100K special surprise was revealed, and we had many positive responses from you. Our next goal is to hit 200K before the year ends. It feels impossible, but hey, it's free to dream, right? Also, there's a hidden word somewhere in this video for you. Let's see if you can find it. Now, back to the video. On the 8th of November 2016, millions of people opened Facebook, hoping to connect with their loved ones, promote their businesses, and stream to fans. None of them could have expected to come across a troubling stream where an individual starts shooting sporadically and killing someone. That individual is Anthony Galia. Born September 6, 1997 in Jackson, Michigan, Anthony Galia is the older son of his mom and dad. As far as rough childhoods go, Anthony had one of the roughest you could think of. He ended up in juvenile detention centers 9 times before he turned 16. Even when he became 16, he was jailed for It was around this time that his father and mother divorced, with the father moving away. So he and his younger brother Noah lived with their mom. Noah was 2 years younger than him. Anthony often got into trouble with the police and later started taking meth and other hard drugs until he developed an addiction. He once had a minor heart attack after a meth overdose. This made him leave the drug alone, but he moved on to others not long after. Unfortunately for him, the new drugs he started using were even worse. They made him hallucinate, see things that were not there, and eventually he started having mental disorders. As a result of his struggles and the many troubles he got into, Anthony couldn't stay in school, and neither could he maintain a job. He was basically bouncing around, floating to wherever the winds took him. Eventually, he moved to Cement City, and the change of scenery worked for him. He still struggled with drugs, but he got a job as a climber with a landscaping company called All Weather Trees. It might as well have been the perfect job for him because he said he enjoyed being outdoors and fishing.
You get paid well?
Oh yeah, I'm a climber,
So
so
you get paid more than everybody else?
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not just a general laborer.
You go up in the trees and...
Yeah, I climb and cut them out and gin them out and stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Rope them off and
Yeah.
all that stuff.
yeah.
Now, Anthony and his girlfriend Amber were living with another friend, Ashley. Ashley's sister Lindsay also lived with them. However, Ashley, the lady they all lived with, happened to be Noah's ex-girlfriend. That's Anthony and his girlfriend living with his little brother's ex-girlfriend. Anthony also had an ex-girlfriend named Amber, who was still close to his mother and brother. When Noah couldn't get a place, Amber and her husband took him in to live with them.
My brother basically broke up with my ex.
Your brother
Or
broke up?
my brother broke up with his, Ashley Boardman.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
Your brother's actually Ashley Boardman?
yeah.
Okay.
Well, I thought it was because he just left her in the dirt.
Mm-hmm.
And then basically what happened was me and my girlfriend Amber stayed with her and her sister Lindsay at Boardman.
Mm-hmm.
And she lives in the Ridgewood Vista.
On November 8th, 2016, Anthony was 19 years old when he shocked the whole world with a deeply distressing and evil act. He was out with his girlfriend Amber Sagar and another friend Ashley Boardman. In one of the interviews with investigators, Anthony admitted that he doesn't drink, possibly because he doesn't do well when he does. But on this day, Anthony got drunk. He was too drunk.
But once I started drinking, I let Ashley drive. Because I'm not stupid, I'm not going to drink and drive.
According to Anthony, he had followed Ashley to a house to see his younger brother Noah, but they wouldn't let him in the house. He fired up his Facebook and started streaming. On the stream, you could see him wielding a gun and threatening to get to his brother no matter the cost.
Who, Noah? Let's go. We're gonna go find Noah. There's my whip. There's my pistol. There's my pistol.
Anthony, I'm on probation.
I'm about ready to go.
Get in the car. Now.
Oh, I just tried to talk a shot with the safety on. Woo! There was cows right there.
Go to the house you didn't know there.
All right, let's see who's here. I'm gonna go find my little baby bro and see who the f was threatening me. You wanna see? Let's see who the f was threatening me.
Anthony said he peeked from the windows and saw his brother Noah, his ex-girlfriend Amber, and her husband. Suddenly, he charged at the door. He kicked it 3 times before he could get it open. Before that, Amber and Noah had already run upstairs when they saw that Anthony was trying to break in. However, Amber's husband stayed behind with their other guests, a woman named Brittany Southwell with her child and husband.
Watch this.
No, you're going there to ask for Noah. Don't start about
Let's see this right here. Watch this. I got to get it.
Anthony, stop! Anthony, stop it now! Stop! Stop!
Hey!
Get down! Oh my God! Hey, go!
The three guests ran to the basement, leaving Amber's husband with Anthony. Amber's husband had decided to fight off Anthony, thinking he was just an intruder without any weapons. He changed his mind when he realized that Anthony had a gun in his hoodie, so he also ran in the direction of the basement to join Brittany and her family. But Anthony followed him and fired his gun multiple times. Anthony said he shot at a part of the door where no one could be behind. He called it the seam, and said it was the part between the lock and the door. We're not sure why he would think shooting that part was safe, but it turned out that one of the bullets hit Brittany Southwell, a 26-year-old mother of 3.
Hey, go!
Look!
The bullet struck Brittany's lungs, and she unfortunately died from the injury. Seeing the chaos unfolding, another individual called 911, and the police quickly tracked and arrested Anthony. During the interrogation, Anthony gave investigators a hard time. Although he appeared calm and spoke gently, he wasted time speaking about things that didn't matter to the interrogation. Even when they asked him simple questions, he drifted off in other directions, apparently trying not to discuss the heinous crime he had just committed on a live stream.
They were with each other for a year, and, you know, even though I paid her rent, I was like, I'm not going to try to make her evict me or nothing. I said, screw it, I'll just leave. It's not going to give her problems. Then we showed up at my dad's house, and after that we went to the party store, Starks.
Okay.
I bought some stuff to break my change, because I had two $100 bills and a 50.
Okay.
I went to the store and basically bought, what was it, Slim Jim, a Pepsi, like one of the bigger Pepsis, I think 4 burritos, like one of the bean and cheese burritos,
Okay.
like the 89 cents ones or whatever. That way I could give her like a $10 bill for a pint.
When he eventually decided to talk about the unfortunate incident, he tried as much as possible to make it seem like he didn't want to hurt anybody. But wielding a gun and shooting rounds of bullets like that? It must be said that Anthony never mentioned Brittany during the investigation. It is possible that he doesn't know her, and had not targeted her specifically that day. Asked whether he knew he had shot someone, Anthony denied, saying he didn't hear any noise from behind the door. But his stream showed something completely different. He started by throwing obscenities around as he bragged excitedly.
What's up? What's up? Who's the real? Who's the real mother? Huh?
Please, we gotta go. We're calling.
Who's the real? Who's crazy? Who's crazy? Who's crazy? Who's crazy?
Stop it.
Who's crazy?
Give me that. Anthony!
Go! Get out of here!
After the shooting, he walked around and continued bragging. Then he let out hysterical laughter and demanded to be sent to prison.
Did you shoot someone? I don't know. You're dumb. You're being dumb.
What's up? What's up? See me in the Aryan Brotherhood in prison.
Oh my God.
See me there.
You not only say we have to.
Also, you can clearly hear people screaming in the background, even though Anthony claimed such never happened. As for the motive behind the shooting, Anthony said his brother told him someone was threatening him in the house, and he went to confront them. He claimed to be drunk and not know what he was doing, but again, his stream showed otherwise. It showed that Anthony did not care about the consequences of his actions. He didn't care whether someone got hurt or killed. He just wanted to look cool and show off for the camera. Anthony Galia was found guilty of first-degree murder.
First-degree premeditated, not guilty, and or first-degree felony guilty. With respect to count number 2, first-degree home invasion, guilty. And count number 3, felony firearm, guilty. Go ahead and swear the jury so you can receive the verdict. From your families and your jobs and everything.
A Jackson man will spend the rest of his life behind bars for a that was live streamed on Facebook. Anthony Galia was sentenced to life in prison today in the death of Brittany Southwell. Galia broke into Southwell's home on Jefferson Street in Jackson in November of 2016 and shot her. Jurors watched the Facebook Live recording during his trial, which showed Galia kicking open the door and opening fire. He was convicted of first-degree murder and home invasion earlier this year.
He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. On October 28, 2019, Tetsu Shiohara turned on his camera and decided he was going to stream himself climbing Mount Fuji. While this is a daring feat, it is not an impossible one. Even Tetsu himself has reached the summit multiple times since he started climbing in 2017. But there are some strange things regarding this particular expedition, and those who joined the stream were about to witness a scene that would stay with them for the rest of their lives. Tetsu Shiohara was a 47-year-old Japanese man who lived alone on Shikoku Island. He studied in the US but failed to progress in his law career when he returned to Japan. So he turned to the internet and started live streaming in 2015. His streams focused on mountain climbing and skiing. During his streams, he bonded with another streamer, Satan, and the pair agreed to climb Mount Fuji together in 2017. After their successful climb, they continued to interact through live streams, where Satan encouraged him to continue climbing. Soon Tetsu became a regular climber at Mount Fuji. Mount Fuji is a dormant stratovolcano that erupted last in the 1700s. It is the tallest mountain in Japan, and the second tallest in the whole of Asia. However, it's only a little over 12,000 feet above sea level, which is way less than half of Mount Everest, standing at 29,000 feet. Mount Fuji is a famous tourist destination, and around 300,000 people climbed it in 2009. Climbers usually visit around July and mid-September, when different resting places will be in operation. It has 10 resting places where you can sleep, eat, and restock supplies like oxygen and other needs. However, when Tetsu set out for his live-streamed climb, it was in October when winds could reach 60 miles per hour. Not only are the resting establishments and other shops closed, but it was the snow season. Snow had fallen everywhere, which made the climb extremely dangerous. The trail would be slippery, the terrain becomes draining physically, and it becomes more difficult to make out where you should pass. But Tetsu was determined to forge on. What many did not know at the time of the audacious stream was that Tetsu had been diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer. Doctors had told Tetsu that his odds of survival were only 7%, and more than ever, he wanted to make the most of the little time he had left. There have also been suggestions that Tetsu could have been tired and maybe actively seeking those kinds of dangerous adventures. On October 23, 2019, 5 days before the incident, Tetsu visited the doctors for his routine checkup. He streamed his journey back home on a bike, and a viewer said they'd love to see what Mount Fuji looks like in the winter. Tetsu announced that he would climb up and down the mountain in a day, despite the cruel weather conditions and his lack of experience with winter climbing. More worryingly, he said, "I'll move forward without... I won't even feel cold." His statement showed what could have been running through his mind. It also showed that he knew the dangers involved, especially at this time of the year. Tetsu had not begun the journey when the alarm bells started ringing. No resting places, no supplies, and nobody in sight. But Tetsu still wanted to do it. It is possible for experienced winter climbers, something Tetsu was not. Perhaps that explains why he didn't have the necessary gears needed to make it up and down. You'd need crampons for grip on the slippery surface, trekking poles for navigation, an ice axe in case of an emergency, and socks, gloves, and thick clothes for the extreme weather. Even with all the gear, climbing is still a challenge for experienced climbers. Tetsu did not pack anything close to what he needed. He mentioned before the climb that his socks were too thin, and he didn't have crampons on his shoes, He also did not carry food to keep his bag light. Tetsu's casual wear caused concerns, and his complaint of a cold on his ear suggested his headgear was also inadequate.
ずれてくる。耳いるかな。上の方でちょっと耳寒い。馬いるじゃん。うん、馬いるよ。ちょっと待って。あれ？ちょっと待って。これだ。中学生多いね。いたね、ランドツルいたね。ちょっと厳しいな。靴下いったな。靴下いったけどね。そう、お馬さんいる。お馬さん乗れんだね、まだ。チャリで来た。チャリじゃない、バスで来た。お馬さんいる。こんな感じ。
He started the journey early in the morning and fired up the live stream around 10:30 when he got to the 5th station. The plan was to climb in 6 hours, even though it should take around 4 more hours. He walks past all the warning signs on the way and ignores the advice from fans to turn back. Something strange about Tetsu was his continued mention of dying. At a point, he was heard saying, "I'm not a seasoned veteran, and I don't have one here either. I'll try not to. I think I'll be able to come back, so let's go. Even if I die, I won't know."
6合目のとこでしょ。6合目の下山道のとこまで行ける。そう、当警査。自己責任で死んでも知りません。行きましょう。初めてでちょっと、この時期に山頂はチャレンジャーすぎるわ。なんでもね。そう、自己責任。サインはないよ。サインはないけど書いてある。死んでも知らんからなと。そう、死んでも知らんかなと。じゃあちょっと失礼します。ベテランでもないけどな。ベテランでもないけど、まあ死なないように帰ってこれると思うので行こう。そう、死んでも知りませんよ。あとは自己責任でねっていうとこですよ。
Some moments later, he came across collapsed trail parts but passed beside it and moved on. At this point, he was already complaining of hunger, possibly regretting his decision to leave the food at home. A fan asked about his crampons, and he simply said he forgot them at home. 入ってないな。山保険入ってないな。He met a man and a woman who said they were going back and wished him well.
Alright. Yeah. And you? No? Why not?
I don't think we have time for this. We are not prepared.
Alright.
But wish you good luck.
Yeah, thanks.
By 1:19 p.m., he had reached the 8th station, and that part of the mountain was covered in snow. Tetsu mentioned that he was starting to slip on the snow. At this point, everyone could see that even if he made it up in time, it was impossible for him to climb down in this condition, especially when it would be dark.
危ないかな。指が危ないかな。かじかんできた。そろ。
Then, the strangest thing happened. As the cold mountain breeze blows, you can almost make out a voice saying "kanai," meaning "don't come."
よし、行くぞ。
Many considered it a sign that the mountain goddess was warning Tetsu to turn back. He almost slipped 2 more times after that, but continued to get closer to the summit. Then he took a photo. Tetsu took a few more steps and slipped around 2:30 p.m.
ここも危ないね。ちょっとね、斜面、滑る。
With nothing to keep him in place, he rolled over and fell from the edge. His live stream continued until it hit a rock. Viewers contacted the police, and the rescue operation began. His body was found below the 7th station 2 days later. He had fallen 2,300 feet and crashed violently into the ground. April 2020, Ernest Wilson III called some friends over for a live hide-and-seek party in Baltimore, Maryland, when things took a really dark turn. This wasn't his first live party. He had been doing this for a while and even took precautions to prevent any issues, but none of the precautions would be enough to stop the tragedy that was about to happen. This party would be his last. 24-year-old Ernest worked at a warehouse in Baltimore. Ernest enjoyed parties, but his type of parties weren't the conventional ones. He didn't like going outside to clubs and restaurants, so he often organized his own parties and invited friends over. At the parties, they played board games and had other types of fun, including drinking games. In 2020, when the pandemic caused lockdowns all over the world, Ernest saw it as an opportunity to take things to the next level. He'd rent Airbnbs, charge a small entry fee, and organize everything else. They'd also stream these parties on Facebook for publicity and additional opportunities. On April 3rd, he announced on his Facebook page that he'd be hosting a party over the weekend. Most of them were either close friends or people he had already met before, or others introduced by friends. He wanted to limit the number of strangers at the party. Therefore, the address was sent to only people with official invitations. If you want to know where the party is, inbox me. I'm not putting the location in public, it's a private event, he said on his Facebook page. The day of the party, he sent out a video, laying down house rules and reiterating that the event was private.
Oh, yo, up already. All like, can they bring that nigga friends? Nigga know them. What I come up here for? Lock my door. This nigga stealing. And if I catch my room, I'm on your ass.
Jed fired up Facebook Live, and the party began as people arrived at the rented Airbnb. He continued streaming as they danced, drank, and played around. By 2:30 a.m., it was time to switch things up. He announced through Facebook that they were going to play hide and seek.
And there's people upstairs. Yeah, the playground definitely used to be lit. And then there ain't no lights over there.
It took a while to get everyone ready for the game, but they got ready and turned off the lights. Since he was the host, he agreed to do the counting and seeking first, while everyone else hid around the house. So he started counting.
I gotta count out here. How you gonna hide right here? I gotta count out here, stupid. Go the other way. I'm coming to look for you first, girl. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15. I can see y'all. 16, 17. Don't walk this way, because you're gonna get caught. 18, 19. Thank you. Go the other way. You making it too easy. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, because I'm tired of counting. Ready or not, here I come.
After counting 1 to 30, he was ready to start searching when he noticed something strange.
Who the f is that, G?
I don't know. I'm in your face.
Get your dumb on the
If
other
you're
side
still
of this
watching, comment the hidden word creepy. At the front gate was a shadowy figure trying to break in, but they probably saw that the gate was locked and decided to scale the fence. Ernest was shocked, but he kept his usual demeanor.
Who the f? Dumb nigga. This can't be one of my friends.
Unsure of what was going on, he quickly urged his friends inside to turn on the lights. But before anyone could get to the switch, the dark night had turned grim. Ernest had been shot.
On the ground, stage it. On the ground. Ground.
Hey, pause!
When the lights came back on, they found Ernest lying down in pain in a pool of his own blood. No one saw the shooter and their partner. We only know they likely had a partner because, as the scuffle was going on between Ernest and the attacker, we could hear someone giggling in the background. Did the partner invite the assailant, or did the two scale the fence together? Not one was sure. His friends called the ambulance, but Ernest died that morning at the hospital. The investigators called it a botched robbery, but to this day, no one has been arrested for the tragic. Ernest was taken away from his family, friends, and everyone who enjoyed his company, sadly, without any justice. On August 26, 2018, David Catz, a gamer, opened fire and killed multiple gamers at a gaming event at the Good Luck Have Fun game bar in Jacksonville, Florida. It was a horrific scene, and absolutely nothing could reasonably describe the sadness that fell upon the gaming community and the world at large. Known as Bread in the gaming world, 24-year-old David Catz was born on the 22nd of December, 1993. His parents were Richard, a NASA engineer, and Elizabeth Catz, a toxicologist with the FDA. He also had an older brother named Brandon. We're not sure what the family dynamic was like until then, but by 2005 the parents grew apart and Richard filed for divorce. Neighbors recall that the family was dysfunctional and that the police were often invited over to their house for domestic disputes and mental illness. They are believed to have had numerous arguments which took a heavy toll on the kids. As a result, David occasionally refused to go to school. Their mother decided it was a good idea for him to see a psychiatrist, who prescribed an antipsychotic medication for treating schizophrenia. David was reported to have played video games compulsively, sometimes till 3 or 4 in the morning. Afterward, he would refuse to bathe or go to school. Whenever his mother took away his video game, he would become violent or display other strange behaviors. The father and mother argued about the medications given to David. He believed that his son was fine and that the mother relied too much on psychiatric drugs. After their divorce, David and his brother Brandon split time with each parent. Their schoolmates at Hammond High School in Columbia said that David always kept to himself. He preferred to play video games, and later started playing Madden NFL on a competitive level. Even when he started studying environmental science and technology at the University of Maryland in 2014, David was more interested in playing video games. 2 years later, he had become so good at Madden NFL that he started competing against other players online. David won the Buffalo Bills Madden 17 Series Championship as an underdog. People started noticing him when he destroyed higher-ranked opponents and bragged that he was one of the better players in the tournament.
You came in here today, you traveled up from Maryland, and now you get a chance to go into the semifinals. You have to feel pretty good about it. You came in as a 7 seed and you just knocked off the 2 seed, and you did pretty convincingly.
Yeah, I don't think of myself as a 7 seed. I think personally I'm one of the better players, and I like to let my game prove that.
All right, Dave, congratulations. We'll see you in the next round. And
He also got himself the prize money of $10,000. While he lost the next edition, he represented the Buffalo Bills at the Club Series Championship.
Oh! Brandon Cooks, he's got the speed. Does he have enough juice? Last play of the game. Oh my goodness! Touchdown, the young man from Columbia, Maryland. The last play of the game, and he gets it done. It's a touchdown. A long house call there. I am speechless. And that is the ball game.
Well, along with the money that you're getting, we've got something else for you in the Club Series. Your Madden jersey, there you go. Way to go, Bread. Coming out on top in the championship. Number 7 seed taking out the number 1 seed in the final. Congratulations. What a day in Buffalo.
Things were going well for David, and his hobby was delivering the goods for him. Everyone noticed how he was never interested in interacting with others. He wouldn't even shake hands with other players. He just stayed on business and focused on the game every single time.
You are not going to see much emotion from our guy, Brett. This dude is a man David Catz keeps to himself. He's a man of business. He's not here for the experience and to go out, this, that, and the third. He's not here to make friends. He's all business. He's focused, and to even get him to open up to talk to you about anything, it's like pulling teeth, man.
However, in August 2018, the unthinkable happened. 150 people gathered at the Jacksonville Landing Indoor Marketplace, where the Madden NFL 19 Championship was taking place. David Catz had also been invited, and they were streaming the competition on Twitch. Proceedings began on Saturday, and they were to round up the following day. David easily got through his opponents on Saturday, but on Sunday he was scheduled to go against the more formidable opponents as the championship progressed. One of those he squared against was Elijah Clayton, with whom he had a long and unhealthy history. The two once ordered a cab together, but when the car arrived, Elijah slammed the door and went without him. On another occasion, Elijah uploaded David's book online for everyone to read without his permission. By 1 p.m. on that day, Elijah eliminated David from the tournament, and David was angered by this. He charged outside, refusing to shake hands with Elijah. David dropped his game controller and sunglasses. Then he picked up his Baltimore Ravens backpack and went back inside. The other players who qualified for the next round were still playing against one another when David arrived inside. No one noticed when he reached for his bag and pulled out a .45 caliber handgun. When the livestream camera was on Elijah Clayton, David pointed his gun at him, and the laser sight was briefly visible on his shirt, before the broadcast cut back to the game screen. Just then, he pulled the trigger, shooting Elijah Clayton in the chest, forehead, and right eye. He died on the spot. David pointed the gun at 12 other people, including Taylor Robertson, who died after being shot in the back.
A lot of good games going on.
It's a lot. It's going to be hard to get them on stream. It's not a lot.
It's not a tough out.
He shot 10 other people and turned the gun on himself. Everything had been captured on the live stream. When Bosnian fitness influencer Nermin Sulejmanovic started a live stream, his fans thought he wanted to share more tips and answer their questions, but they quickly found out that it was a gory stream of him torturing and killing people, starting with his ex-wife Nizama Hechimovic. The two had been having issues with Nermin assaulting her. Nizama repeatedly contacted the authorities for a restraining order in the days leading to her murder, but help was not forthcoming. Nermin Sulejmanovic was what you'd call a micro-influencer. He had only 10,000 followers, but was able to secure partnerships with small brands. He was mainly a fitness coach who shared his daily routines on Instagram and Facebook. Nermin often talked about fitness and general health. 35-year-old Nermin was born in 1988, and he grew up in the middle of the Bosnian War. The fact that he came from a poor family did not help his case. Overall, he had a pretty tough childhood. It wasn't long before he allegedly started engaging in criminality, from petty thievery to trading illegal substances. However, he came across bodybuilding along the way, and was able to get back on track. But his old criminal background still showed up occasionally. He's allegedly been accused of using steroids for bodybuilding. Soon, he got into bodybuilding competitions and won them easily. This helped him get popularity, which he leveraged to grow his social media pages. What his followers saw was a man who paid attention to fitness and health. But behind that facade was a disturbed man who got angry very easily, possibly because of his alleged substance use. He was picked up for assaulting a police officer. For those who were close to Nermin, it was clear that he wasn't emotionally stable. One of those who knew his troubling state was Nizama, his ex-wife. She was 37 years old when this incident happened, and she worked as a nurse. The two had met some years before, and they had a daughter together. After their breakup, Nermin continued stalking her, unable to come to terms with being abandoned by the person he once controlled. The police were reported to have been involved by Nizama, but they rejected her request for a restraining order. On August 11, 2023, the tragic story began. When he started the live stream, he was not on screen to do the usual salutations. Then, suddenly, he pointed the phone at a woman who had been beaten. Her face wasn't recognizable, she had lost a lot of blood, and was almost slipping in and out of consciousness. We could also hear a kid crying in the background. Nermin explained that he was beating his ex-wife because she called the police on him. He picked up a gun in the table, pointed at Nizama, and announced to the viewers that they were out to see something they had never seen before. Then, he shot Nizama in front of their daughter and more than 12,000 people who joined the stream. He got into his car and drove off. On the way, he came across two men, a father and his son, and he killed both of them. Then he started Instagram Live again, updating viewers on the new murder he had just committed. As officers got closer to him, he turned the gun towards himself and ended it all. Live streaming has given creators a new and authentic way to share content with their fans. We love the fun and excitement, but when it becomes another way for people to commit crimes, we have to take a step back and see how we can make things right again. We hope this video has helped you become aware of the need to stay switched on while using technology. Click the like button if that's the case, and don't forget to alert the authorities when things don't seem right. We'll continue bringing you cases like this. Head on to our channel and click the subscribe button for more cases like this. I'll see you in the next one. I'm out.